So some interesting selections. Good for us. Otherwise, what would we have talked about on the show? Hello and welcome. I am Siddharth Kochar. We'll hear the thoughts of former Indian skipper Saurav Ganguly. There's Nikhil Chopra, the former Indian cricketer, in the studio with us. But before I go to them, the big news of the day: the two men who were the toast of the nation 2 years ago. Yuvraj Singh, the man of the tournament in the World Cup, and Gautam Gambhir, who scored 97 in the World Cup final to set up that game for us. Both have been discarded. There are five men who returned to the Indian team though. There's Shikhar Dhawan and Dinesh Karthik who are back. No surprises in those two. Given the conditions, Irfan Pathan's back. No surprises there as well. But a few eyebrows have been raised given that Murli Vijay and Vinay Kumar have been selected. And while we want a few questions answered by the selectors, but more or less it looks like they've got it right, for they have axed players for non-performance. They've rewarded the people who've done really well. What they've also done is, with the call-up of Pathan, they obviously have an eye on receiving conditions in England and the fact that we need a youthful sort of team, because our eyes are now firmly set on the road to the 2015 World Cup. But just 2 years on from what is probably the most glorious and celebrated night in Indian cricket history, the team bears a very interesting look. Interestingly good or interestingly bad, only time will tell. And now let's listen into what Saurav Ganguly had to say on that squad that's been selected for the Champions Trophy.
Obviously, the selectors have picked a team on the basis of performance. They've given the IPL performance a lot of importance. That's the reason players like Vinay Kumar, Irfan Pathan and Amit Mishra have been inducted into the squad, and even Dinesh Karthik, who's making a comeback after 3 years. I think the selectors have sent a message that if you perform, we'll pick you. If you don't perform, whoever you are, we will not have you in the side. I think that's the reason probably Yuvraj Singh and Gautam Gambhir have been left out. But I'm a little surprised with Yuvraj Singh's omission. Why I say about Yuvraj Singh is because, I think he's a match winner in one-day cricket. He'll bat and he'll bowl for you. His bowling has been very, very effective for India. So I think he should have probably made the squad to the Champions Trophy, because they're playing in England conditions which he has played before, and he's a lot more experienced than some of the players in that squad. For the time being, Gambhir and Yuvraj Singh will be disappointed, because you feel sad when you're not a part of the team, especially when you've been a part of a squad, you've been successful, and deep inside you feel I deserve a place in that squad. But I think if they take it and bear it and go back to playing cricket and keep performing, there's still 7 or 8 games to go in the IPL, and they have cricket after that. There are loads of cricket coming for India after that, and I'm sure they will be back in the squad if they perform, because that's what the selectors' attitude have been, that you perform, you play. Shikhar Dhawan and Murli Vijay will play. Dinesh Karthik is obviously picked as a batsman and a backup keeper, because it's a mini World Cup, it's Champions Trophy, and Dhoni is injured. There's no one in the team who could actually wear the gloves even part-time. Other than that, so I think it could be Murli Vijay and Shikhar Dhawan to open the first game, open for India in the first game against South Africa. There will be fatigue, and lot of the good players who are part of this squad will make it to the last 4, so they go on till the 26th of May. And then in a week's time, not even in a week's time, in 4 days' time, they play their first warm-up game against Sri Lanka in Birmingham. So it's going to be tough, but one good thing is they're going to a country where the weather is cold, and fatigue will go. But yes, I will completely agree with you that there will be an IPL fatigue, and that's what the players need to get out of their system very, very quickly. I think India has gone to the finals twice, in 2000 and 2002 of the Champions Trophy, but since then the performance has not been very, very good. But as I said, past has got no meaning. India have the team and have the players who can take them to the final and win it. So they'll have to play well in England. For them, the most important thing will be to get used to the conditions very, very quickly. They need to make use of those practice matches, once against Australia and once against Sri Lanka, and get ready for the first game against South Africa, because they will be playing against a top team, a top quality fast bowling attack in the very first game. So the batting needs to be at the top of their game, because if you don't put runs on the board, then it will be difficult to compete with good sides. And the problem for India in the recent past overseas has been their batting. The batsmen will have to step up and put runs on the board for India to win in this Champions Trophy.
Alright, now let's also take a look at what was trending in the Twitterverse once the announcement was made. There you have it. Not only Gautam Gambhir and Yuvraj Singh, what about players like Pujara and Rahane, says Gauti's Princess. Alright, let's take a look at the other ones as well. There you go. IPL has become a yardstick for national selection. Can't understand why UV is not included. I think, Mihir, that first line of your statement answers that question. Leaving out Yuvraj for lack of form and taking Murli Vijay is insane. Dhawal Shah maybe has her fair point. If you're just talking about the performances in the IPL. Gambhir axed, Rahane axed, understandable. Yuvraj, ICC Champions Trophy, Skinner, and maybe he has a fair point. But you also have to remember that there is no room for emotions. And going by the current form of Yuvraj Singh in the IPL, it has been too good. Okay, Gautam may deserve to be dropped. I would have definitely picked Rahane, says Siddharth Shah. Alright, so that was the squad that is selected. I'll go across to Nikhil now. And Nikhil, some really interesting questions being raised by those choices that the selection committees made.
Well, absolutely. I guess, UV not being picked is a big surprise to all of us, because the bigger the tournament, so that, if my memory serves me correct, Yuvraj Singh gets better. The man of the series for the World Cup, and he's been man of the series for the 3 World Cups that he's been part of, including the T20 World Cup as well. So a big surprise. Maybe the selectors felt that his form has really dipped during the IPL season, but I guess there's still plenty of time, and that if they had faith in him against the England when they were here, and he played against the one-day series, and that he got that 60 in that last game, maybe you should have been given another opportunity, because I just feel that in that squad of 15 in terms of the batting, I just feel that they lack a little bit of inexperience. And you look at even Gautam Gambhir missing out. So a couple of surprises to me. But I guess if the selectors have shown faith, hopefully this team can go out there and do the business and win the Champions Trophy for the first time. Because that's one trophy we've never got our hands on, that silverware.
Some interesting questions raised, Nikhil, and I was wondering whether IPL performances are a barometer for this selection committee or they aren't.
Well, different yardsticks for different people, if that's where you want to get at, because some players that IPL has made a difference. For certain players, the IPL has not made a difference. But I clearly see that maybe the selectors have said that, in the past, if some of the guys have got runs and have their continued form in the IPL, that has made a difference. But for somebody like Irfan Pathan, no disrespect to anybody, I think he's a phenomenal cricketer, but don't forget, during the entire course of that domestic season, he's been injured, and he's only played a couple of IPL games, 7 or 8, and he hasn't lit the world by storm, or he hasn't lit it with fantastic performances. He's been average. But maybe the conditions in England, they feel that they could use his left arm seamers, where he can swing the ball and he can go out there and bat low down the order. But I haven't seen him pick up 3 wickets or 4 wickets in that IPL when he was bowling with a new ball as well.
And the team news that I'm getting is Delhi Daredevils have won the toss and they've elected to bat first. Here's the lineup. 2 changes, interesting ones for Delhi. There's Jayawardene Sehwag, Gunmukh Chand, David Warner, Johan Botha coming in. There's Kedar Jadhav, Irfan Pathan, Shehbaz Dean, Jeevan Mendes in as well. Ashish Nehra, Umesh Yadav. So Ben Roller has gone out, and more importantly, Morni Mokel has gone out. As for Hyderabad, Parthiv Patel, Shikhar Dhawan, Kumar Sangakkara, Hanuma Vihari, Darren Sami, Thisara Pereira, Ashish Reddy, Karan Sharma, Amit Sharma, Dale Stay, Nishant Sharma. It's more or less an unchanged lineup, except that right at the top, Akshat Reddy has gone out and Parthiv Patel has come in. I'll go across to Nikhil. Nikhil, some interesting selection calls there, especially Morni Mokel going out.
Oh, big surprise, because he's a go-to man. Somebody you expect to go out there and pick up wickets with that new ball. And he's been doing fairly well. And unless he's injured, we don't know. That's the only logical solution that I can think of, that if he's injured, that's when you get in an overseas player. But otherwise, I guess we'll have to see. For the Delhi side, the batting still needs to go out there and fire well. Viru due for some runs, Jayawardene due for some runs. Don't forget, David Warner's got some runs, but maybe if the law of averages catches up, then the other 2 senior pros on the side have to go out there and do the job for them.
Fair point that Nikhil is making, and Nikhil, I'll have to say thank you to here. They've completely run out of time. But remember, Delhi, after losing their first 6 matches, they've won 3 out of 4, which gives them a mathematical chance, if nothing else, a mathematical chance of making the playoffs. Let's hope that they can win some games and keep this IPL league phase very interesting. On that note, we'll have to say bye-bye. And thanks a lot, Nikhil, once again. And thanks a lot, viewers, for tuning in. Hope you've enjoyed.